Well, welcome to another episode of My Harlow My Life, and I'm really pleased to say that we've got the man himself for me, one of the men that is extremely highly thought of by everybody involved in Harlow Town, and of course it's great to see him on the other side of the screen to me, and the one and only Mr. Scott Alderman. How are you, Scott?
How are you?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. I mean, I'll start off as I said to everybody, really. How has it been in lockdown for you?
Yeah, it's been strange. I had to pick my daughter up from uni back in March, and driving down there, I made a quick decision to clear everything out. This was before the lockdown, just before the lockdown, and the university was going to shut. But we didn't know for how long. So I decided to clear everything out and took the whole lot back. And then a week later, they said, we're shut till September. So, you've got to go and get your stuff. Obviously, it was a bit difficult because obviously people who couldn't get out their cars or because you weren't allowed to travel couldn't go and get their stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a pain, but we got there in the end. And yeah, we stuck to the rules. Me and my daughter haven't really been out a lot.
It's been tough. I mean, I've been at work every day because I'm a manager in a supermarket. So for me, I've been in every single day during lockdown. But it's been a sort of a tough and a worrying time.
Yeah, you're a key worker, so you're in amongst it, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes, it's been a tough time. But so Scott, I suppose start us off then, mate. I mean, when did you start? First going to Harlow? I'm assuming that was down at the sports centre. But I mean, when did it all come about for you, and how did it all come about for you?
Yeah, well, I've been going through trying to rack my brains through everything, and I thought I'd go through a few little bits and pieces that I've got from when I started right through up until the present time. When did I start? The first game that I can actually remember was 1985. I think I must be about 12 or 13. And I was trying to remember if my dad took me out, but we played Watford at home in a friendly. And they brought their first team down. So I think I can remember, I'm sure it was John Barnes was playing, Luther Blissett, Graham Taylor, I think he was the manager.
Okay.
We got hammered. I think we lost 9-1. But I was just sitting there in the stand. I can still see it now because we had some huge floodlights. I think we must have had the biggest floodlights in non-league football over at the sports centre. And you remember driving down there, and I still see it all the years I was going, just the evening games where you get your butterflies in your stomach. Mm-hmm. Just because you see, the place was a mess, the sports centre, but the actual floodlights, you could see them from miles out.
Yeah.
And I always remember these floodlights. And I can't remember much singing back in 1985. But then it sort of, I thought, yeah, I like this. So then I think I went, I've got a friend, my best man at my wedding, Matt. We were at school together, and I said to him, it must have been, I don't know how long ago after the Watford game, but quite soon, because it was still in the 80s. I said, do you fancy doing some Harlow games? And he was into football, and we couldn't really get on talking about football because he was United and I was Liverpool. Yeah. So football-wise, we didn't get on. But with Harlow, we're both from Harlow, so he said, yeah, we'll come along. So we used to nip down the market on a Saturday afternoon, quickly get some sweets, and then we'd be over to the football club. And I think it was Vauxhall Opal League Division 2, I think.
Okay.
Would have been about 1987, 88 time. And then he didn't really get into it like I got into it. And then I think I got a job in John Menzies in the Harvey Centre.
Yeah.
Would have been about 1988, and there was a guy working upstairs, and he was selling the records and the discs and the tapes. I might not have even been discs then; it might have been tapes and records. A guy called Simon Jones.
Right. Okay.
And I got talking to him, and we hit it off straight away. And he was into football, Arsenal supporter. And I said to him, "Do you want to go to Harlow?" And he said, "Yeah, I fancy a bit of that." So obviously we went together. It would have been about 1988, 89, and he was just like me. He absolutely loved it. So from that day on, we was home and away. And I remember, when was it now? 1988. It was a group of lads. I hadn't quite got into the group yet. And I remember the first song I heard was "We Won the League at Abridge Swifts." Now, I know I don't remember, it's a funny thing, I don't remember us winning the league, but those early games, 85, 86, 87, there's a little bit, I was nipping in and out of watching the football. Like I said, I remember just before, it would have been 87, 88, my brother actually was the groundsman at the sports centre, and he used to work in a little hut. we say on a Saturday after, build the grass, I put the flags out, tidy up the changing rooms and things like that. And he said, I've been watching Harlow as well. He said, knock on the back gate. He said, and I'll let you in. So, about 10 to 3, I'd always knock on the gate, like you said, because obviously we'd have phones in, and he'd let me in. And I'd sit in this little hut for 5 minutes. And then when the game started, I'd sort of make my way out. So I sort of got in for free. So it's like bunking in without paying. I didn't have much money then. Obviously, I was working in John Benson's on a Saturday. And 1989, I think, me and Simon, I think we said, we must have agreed together. I said, do you fancy doing an away game? And that was it. We did one away game. We were both little kids now. I think maybe 15, 16 then. I remember we was nervous as hell because obviously our first game, you go with the players. And you look up to these players when you're that small.
Yeah.
And I remember, who was it? Dave Edwards. You can't say hello to him without him shouting at you. He'd tower over you because he's over 6 foot. And all right, lads, straight away, first game. So we get on the coach and away we go. I couldn't even tell you what the game was. But 89 was a big season for me because I remember that it was one day, I think, on a Sunday, I think, brother gave me a call because I was after the flag. It's the story about the flag. And how that came about. It's the big 16-foot Union Jack. Mm-hmm. Now, I think 89, he was at a car boot sale and he's contacted me actually because he might have phoned the home phone, but I don't know where from. Because with mobiles now, it's so much easier to say, yeah, rang on the mobile. But somehow he's contacted me because he said to me, I've got a guy here, I'm at a boot sale, and he's got this flag, he's selling it for £10. And he said, do you want it? I mean, I've not even seen it, I didn't know how big it was. And I said, well, can you get Harlow Town FC across the middle of it? And he went, oh, yeah, you should be able to do that. So I said, you'll get it for me. And he brings his flag. I mean, I'll see the size of it. I laid it across my mum's front room. It went left to right, come to the house. and I remember that must have been at 89. And I think his ex-wife now, she stenciled Harlow Town FC. And I painted it with fabric paint. Went over back 2 or 3 times over a couple of days. And we've got this flag. And that's how the flag came about. And then that was me go-to. So every time we went to a game, the flag was with us. And 89. What else happened in 89? I'm trying to think.
Won the league against Liverpool in 89.
Oh, I don't want to remember that one. I was crying that day. But football-wise, I think I remember, might have been even 89, 90. We had a game against our rivals, Bishop Stortford, FA Trophy. And this was my first game with a local derby, and we were so excited. I mean, I think some of the guys we met there, Ray Dyer, Mickey, Mark McKenzie, probably Mark Rowley, Richard Upton, a few of the lads. Some of them don't go, some of them still do go. And maybe Eric. I'm not sure if Eric was doing his band then or whether he was at that game. But we all met down the train station at Harlow. We got in the carriage and we all started singing. And then we get to the ground and we're walking from, because that's at Old Rhodes Avenue then. We started singing all the way from the train station right the way through to the actual ground. We got behind the goal, and I can't remember how the scoring went, but it was 2-2. And we were going into the 90th minute. I mean, we've messed the place up. We had ripped up paper, you name it. We had all that. And 90th minute, I think Paul Backstrom came in. And what a goal. I mean, for a derby, your first derby, to knock them out the trophy in the 89th minute. And the place went mad. We had quite a few away fans then, so we always did at Stortford. And I remember that final whistle going, and we're all singing. We're walking along and we're going to the clubhouse. And then we got the old Bill. They're called the old Bill. I mean, we're only a bunch of teenagers. And for some reason, Stortford liked to have a go. I think we were a bit dangerous. But I mean, the only fight I've seen at non-league football was Aberstone against Stortford. And that was at Stortford. So they had a cheek to call the police. And when they called the police, we're all singing because we won 1-3-2. And they said, oh, you're not going in the clubhouse. How'd you get here? So we'll come by train back to the train station. And I remember they put a ring of coppers round us. I don't know how many, maybe 2 or 3. And they escorted us back to the train station. I mean, so only 18 or 19. I remember all singing and dancing all the way back to the train station and back to Harlow. And that was the last one I remember, that one. And, oh, God, what else was there? That was probably a good season. East Anglian Cup final as well in 89-90. I think it was that season. Remember we beat, I think Mickey mentioned it, when we went away to Wroxham. And they had a little tiny ground then. I mean, even worse than what it is now. And it took that goal where Marty St. Hilaire rounds the keeper, gets on his hands and knees and knocks it in. And we won that game, and I think we get to the East Anglian Cup final. And I'm at home now, and I think I left John Menzies. I think I was working in the pizza hut. I think I was chatting away to the reserve goalkeeper in the afternoon. And he said, "Are you coming down tonight?" I went, "No, I've got a shift at the pizza hut." And he said, "Well, you got any money?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, give me your money." I said, "We've got a payphone in here." He said, "I'll ring him up. I'll pretend I'm your dad." So he's on the phone to the pizza hut. He said, "I'm Scott's dad." He said, "He won't be in tonight. He's off sick." So he said, "Oh, well, okay, cheers." So I was there. I went to the cup final, and we won that one. I think that was 1-0. I think against Cambridge City, and that was probably our very few bits of silverware. And I was always annoyed because we get to the cup final, we've got to play at the sports centre. We didn't even get a nice ground to go to, so that was a little bit frustrating. But, I mean, some of those players we had then, I'm trying to think of their names. Steve Waldock in goal, great goalkeeper. Andy Walker, if you know him, a local boy, very, very skillful player. Our other singer, obviously you know Mickey DeMoulin, but you wouldn't have heard of Terry Burns. He used to do the away games. He used to get on the mic, because back then we was proper solid. I mean, we was all going the same direction. All the fans were on the same coach as the players, and the manager was with us all. And he used to get the coach. They'd all have beers. They'd play card games. I think they played card games on the way down, and on the way back they'd all have beers. And he'd get the mic, and I think his favourite song was "Let's Do the Twist."
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, Terry Burns. And then we've got a song for him, see Burnsy, do the twist. And he used to love that. So that was back then. Who else played there? Smudger Smith. Remember a guy called Ian Smith? A guy who, if you see the ball, he's getting it. And if you don't get it, you get out of his way. Because if you don't win the ball, he wins the player. But back then you could do that, and it was all part of the game.
Yeah.
He wasn't dirty, he was just very tough.
So what was the sports centre for people that don't know, because they're only used to Barrows Farm? I mean, Mickey was going on a little bit about it, but what was the sports centre like? I mean, I only ever went to see one game in there when I was fixture secretary for the local youth league, the Harlow Youth League, and I went to see. Funny enough, it was an under-15s cup final. It was the same day that Arsenal were at Spurs and won the league at Spurs, and I was just sitting in there. And it was an awful stand. I just remember it being really banked up, really, really high. And it's probably the only time I've ever been in there.
Yeah, well, it was our home ground, so obviously we loved it. But for an away support, it was horrible. And to us, it was a complete dump. But it was ours. So obviously, yeah, we always used to get there. Well, I think we stood sat just to the left of the directors. And we used to make some noise there. And that's when we had the ripped up newspaper and stuff. I always used to bring some ripped up newspaper, make a mess everywhere. And also pigeons, because we had pigeons roosting up in the ceiling.
Oh, right, yeah. And
every single Saturday, you've got to try and find the seat that's not got any birds poo on it. So that was a bit of a challenge. There used to be loads of poo. I mean, they shot them all once, I think. Then we tried to put nets up, but these things, you couldn't keep them out. And watching the game as well, you'd need binoculars, because obviously you've got the running track in the way, which is a bit of a pain. In the summer was a bit of a nightmare, because the athletics track, they don't like football, and we don't like the athletics, and they wouldn't budge. So I think your pre-season friendlies were a little bit mucked up. Sometimes maybe the first few games of the season might be played somewhere else, because they want to do their shot put or stuff like that. They've got to take all the markings off the pitch. So that could be a little bit of a pain, especially Tuesday night games as well, because I think the players are trying to prepare for a game, and these guys want to run around the track. So I think some of them used to actually carry on running around the track while our evening games were going. But they had some sort of rule where they had to finish at a certain time so the football could go on. But apart from that, it was our ground. And I think when Jeff Bothwell took over, I remember one game. I think one game he handed out sheets of paper, "Please do not swear" on it, and stuff like that. Because we had a bit of bad language there. I mean, I will admit, we weren't goody two shoes, but we weren't naughty. But we did used to have a few bits of bad language. And I think when Bothwell came along, he built a little stand across the opposite side. He put a little roof on it, and we went over there. But again, because it was a sports centre, you're trying to sort of stand up on tiptoes, look over dugouts, and then you've got the track in the way, and although we were singing, you didn't really have the atmosphere that was in the stand.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether the players could even hear us, but we could all hear us there. So yeah, that was a pretty good times then. But the sports, like I say, bit of a dump. Our own home. It was our own home, and we just got on with it.
Would you say you got better memories at the sports centre rather than at Barrows Farm?
I've got a few memories of Barrows Farm, but obviously I could go into that a little bit later with what's happening now and stuff like that. But just relating back to obviously moving on, so we obviously not here all night because I could sit here all night talking about Harlow. But I think it was 91, 92. This was a big season, good season for football, bad season for obviously we folded at the end of the season, but goes down quite a good memory. I mean, the FA Cup run, that was one of the runs and my biggest memories. It was my best game of the season and my worst game of the season. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I think we got drawn against Kings Lynn away in the FA Cup for third qualifying round. I think, yeah. I couldn't make it because I was full time. I think I was full time work, and I was chef at the hospital, and I've been put on shift that day. It's a bit annoying because I always used to try and talk to the boss and work my shifts out. So I did a 6 to 2 on a Saturday, so I could get off. But this particular one, I couldn't get off. Anyway, getting reports back about this game. We won this game, very hostile atmosphere, 600 or 700, I think, in the crowd. They had it in for Martin St. Hilaire. I mean, a cracking player, cracking winger. One of my best players has ever played for Harlow. And I'm not sure if he actually got sent off or scored the winning goal. Can't really remember. But we won a very close game again. And I think we scored again a very, very late winner, which didn't go down very well with the locals. And obviously the group that went were probably singing their normal songs. And I remember the police were at that game as well. So I'm getting reports back from Simon Jones. And I think Mickey Long would have been at that game as well. Maybe Mark Nash, Mark McKenzie. Ray Dye would probably definitely been there. And after the game, I think everyone cleared out. And there was a group of Kings Lynn fans. They were only going by someone else's story. And they wouldn't let the Harlow fans leave. And so I remember Simon saying, I asked the police, can you escort us back to our cars? And they went, no. He said, what you have to do around here is get out of the ground and run. He said, you've got to run as fast as you can. Anyway, in the meantime, one of the Kings Lynn fans throws a cone over the top of the ground from outside, and it hits Simon bang on the head. And from that day on, I think we called him Simon Cones. And I wish I'd been there. But I think Mark Nash and I think little Kevin Taylor as well, a little guy called Kevin Taylor, who used to live near him in Collins Meadow. It tells that story really well. And then we used to drink outside. I think it was High Wire back then days, High Wire. And when we come out of there, it'd be me, I think little Kevin, maybe Mark Nash, I'm not quite sure. We'd stick a road cone on top of his car. So he'd come out in the morning, and we did this loads of times. And he'd put a cone on top of his car, he'd come out in the morning after we moved this cone. That went on for quite a few years. I'm trying to think. Yeah, the cup one, we won that game. We go and play Gravesend and Northfleet. And I wangled a 6 to 2. And I've left work 2 o'clock, and an old Fiat Uno. And I'm bombing it down the M25 to get to Gravesend by 3 o'clock. Managed to get there. Another big crowd again, because Gravesend, another big side. And we played, another strong side. I remember Devon Gow. If you remember Devon Gow, he signed for Harlow from Stalford. One of the players who signed from Stalford, and I'll never forget this game. His first game, he come running out the tunnel, and we booed him. And I think he was really upset, and I felt really bad because it's not the sort of thing you do to your own players. But we booed him because he played for Stalford, and it was nothing to do with him. But one of the few players that actually went from Stalford to Harlow. And he turned out very good player. But his son, I think Marcus Gale, played for Newcastle. I think Marcus Gale plays in the Premiership. Yeah, I think he's in Division 1 now. Like Birmingham City or something like that. Anyway, he played for us. He got sent off in that game first half, and we thought, we're going to lose this game. And we went 1-0 down. And I think, towards the end of the game, a guy called Richard Head, he scored a goal equaliser. And I remember, because that was I had my big flag there. First time I ever met Jeff Boffel, actually, because he stood behind the goal. It was with 2 of his friends, I think. He was a young fella. We didn't know who they were to start with. We thought they were Gravesend fans, wanting a bit of trouble. But when we realised they were Harlow fans, and Jeff Bothwell tells his own story, absolutely cracking bloke. But we get something, we equalised. Yeah, we equalised. Dicky had scored, and I jumped over the barrier, I lost my rag, and went onto the pitch. And I'm running down the pitch, jumping on the players. They've all jumped on us. I think there's another guy called Vince, Welsh fella, spoke Swansea. A lot of people know him. Still lives in Harlow, I think. He's another guy. Went home and away. And we're both on the pitch. We both did a pitch invasion. There's only two of us. And then we obviously come back. We won that. No, we drew that game 1-1. And then I think we played Monday night there at Sports Centre. So not much time to prepare. And we do the replay again. Not very confident in that one, I don't think. And this is the first time I said to my guys at work, do you fancy coming to Harlow? I said, we've got a replay against, to me, massive game, full qualifying round. We've had the cup draw, so we know we're getting Peterborough. And you're thinking, Jesus, Peterborough away, what a game that would be. But we've got to beat Gravesend first. And I think it was, Paul Batcham, 89th minute, or no, maybe not 89th minute, maybe I can't actually remember. It always sticks in my mind. Paul Batcham, 89th minute, I always remember Salford. So I always think, every time I mention Paul Batcham, I think of that. But he got the goal that won us the game, and it's a lovely free kick. And we were at the top of the stand, absolutely going bananas. And we're throwing confetti and paper. And yeah, we've got that draw. We've got that draw at Peterborough. And you just think they were flying high then. I mean, they beat Liverpool that season in the League Cup, I think. So they were a good side. And they had a goalkeeper, used to wear a mask. So he'd come running out. And I was really looking forward to that. Anyway, this is the Peterborough story. I don't know who organised our coach that day. Might have been a guy called Mark Nash. Great guy. He lives in New York now. I think he's a football coach. But we did a buffet. So the players and the fans all met down the clubhouse early in the morning. We had the buffet and stuff, and then we all singing to the coach as it went off, because he went off a few hours before us. So they got to get there early. And then we finished off the buffet, and we're thinking, we're going to leave here or what? We're going to be late. Well, I think we left later than we should have done. And we're on the coach, I think it's the A1, and there was roadworks. We're getting roadworks, and oh, Jesus Christ, everyone's looking at their watch. We think we'll have to delay the game. Because we've got this coach is full. And on this coach, I remember going past, I see my brother, because obviously we've got the Harlow flags on the back of the coach and everything. So he's tooting, and we're waving down. There was a few people we saw who were dropping up in cars, and we're tooting to them. And we're stuck in traffic. Obviously, these guys are stuck in traffic. But our coach driver, for some reason, he got lost. So all I remember from that is we're spinning around these country lanes, because it's going on 3 o'clock, kick off. I've missed the goalkeeper, absolutely gutted, because he was going to run out, and he baits the crowd. We got back. I think we had some news after the game. The players knew we weren't there, because there was no singing of their names. And obviously we had 50 guys who only know their names. I think we had 1,500 behind the goal that day, because Harlow's got a massive football potential. And no one knew the players except us. And we'd all sung them off at the ground. We weren't in the ground when they come running out. And I think it was, what time we get there? We got there about 5-10 past 3. And we was absolutely running because we couldn't get near the ground either, because we were just parked inside, the sports coach, because everyone else was already there. A few minutes, we had to run. We ran to the entrance, paid our money, got in. Anyway, them days, I had this huge, great big inflatable doll, and he wore the Harlow shirt, or she wore the Harlow shirt. I think my mum bought it for me for my 18th birthday. And he said, you can't come under that. And I'm going, well, it goes everywhere with me. It's got to be deflated. I said, look, it's 10 past 3, we're running late. Can hear the crowd singing. So everyone's gone past me, and I'm here trying to push this doll, get the air out of it as quick as I can. Anyway, it gets into the ground with this half-flated doll. So I've got to go. And I think I just, by the end, ignored him and run to get in. And I'm looking at the clock, I think 15, 16 minutes have gone, and I think we 1-0 down already. So I've missed the first goal, missed all the pre-game. And then Rory Gleeson goes in for a tackle. And we're behind the goal at the other end. And he slides in, looks like he's won the ball to go out for a corner. The referee pulls out the red card. Absolutely devastated. And I see he pulls out the card. He's been sent off. And we just he's been sent off. He won the ball. We're miles away. The referee's got to be clearer than us. The linesman's got to be clearer than us. It gives a penalty because he's inside the box. So, we go 2-0 down. And I think Rory devastated, absolutely devastated. I think he cried all night because the obviously biggest game of his season. Great centre half. And he obviously sent off after a quarter of an hour. And we went 3, 4, 5, 6. Half time 6-0. Deflated. We've got there late. The game's over. Anyway, second half, we're thinking, right, okay, we're at the tie now. We were late. Let's enjoy ourselves. Second half, we just had a party. We were singing and dancing. I think we sung them. We lost 1-0 in the second half, and that was a late goal, 87th minute, something like that. So really, we held them second half. They may have took their foot off the pedal a bit because they knew they had the game won, and we were trying a little bit harder to keep ourselves in the game a bit further. We lost 7-0 in the end, but that was a great day and good memories. And then after that, the season went pear-shaped. We're getting little inklings because for about 3 or 4 seasons now, we're getting our hopes up we're going to be moving to Roydon Road. And I know we went down there a few times to look at the stand being built. Strange things you do as supporters, but I used to drive up there and just stand there and look and think, we're going to be in here. We've got this stand going up, and we've never been in a ground before where we can, go behind the goal and stuff like that. So really looking forward to it. And then we start to get little rumours coming around 92 that we've got a few financial problems. I don't know the ins and outs of all of it. I know a fair bit because they were trying to, I think a guy called Alan Howick, trying to run, I think, before he could walk. And he's saying, we're going to get this nightclub. We're going to get these boxes put in there. We're going to get taxi rank. I think they were even buying a bit of extra land over there to let out offices and stuff. And all of a sudden, you're getting these feelings that something's not quite right. And we're only a little group of supporters. I know Mickey Long and Ray Dyer. And Ray Dyer, I'm sure he was involved with all this. And there was me, Mark McKenzie, Mark Rowley. We got a song up because we sing the song, Where's Our Money Gone? So got cash at the bar, got cash at King's Lynn, got cash at the Grays. They said, this is the thing, where's our money gone? And you're thinking, because we're only young then, and you're thinking, we must have made a bit of quick money out of that. But then when you get older and you think, really, when you're buying a new ground, we probably made a few pence out of that game. But as supporters, you're thinking you made a lot of money. 4,000 or 5,000 at Peterborough. But we probably didn't make a lot of money out of that. But we was having a go at the board, and to be fair, they probably were trying really hard. It feels a little bit, Tommy, a businessman, Alan Howick, a businessman. You've got to be a businessman to run a football club. But they seem to, at that time, take away their eye off the football. So we started losing players. And I think then, because over the last few years, the sports centre have been getting a little bit, you could see it, obviously. I started in 85, and even 85 to 91, 92 season, already you're starting to look a bit dilapidated, not dilapidated, whatever you call it. It's not being looked after.
Yeah.
And we lost the ground grading. So then that's it, finished. Then we go into pre-season. We're not now looking at moving into Roydon Road. We're looking at folding up. I think we didn't fold up till the start of the season. We didn't start the 93 season, something like that. We actually folded up during season. There's also the finances trying to run. Alan Howick disappeared. We didn't see him again. I haven't got a clue what went on behind the scenes, but obviously it wouldn't be my position to talk about anything like that. But he went. We never saw him again. And then I think Dave Edwards was trying his hardest to get a team together. But you know what it's like, no money. How do you get a team together? And then finally, I think it was Graham Alger trying his best. Used to be our club secretary, another great guy, worked at the football club for a long time. Tried his best, but the league in the end kicked us out. So, yeah, we had a season out, 92, 93, I think it was, and I followed Leighton Orient for a year. Then I think I met Liz, which was probably a good time to meet her because I never had Harlow. So I had to bring that in gradually at 93. Just to say to her, there is Harlow as well, because obviously we nipped in and out of Orient.
Yeah.
Done a few away games. Actually, one thing I remember of Orient relating to the Harlow flag, me and Jonesy went up to Alderman and FA Cup game with them. I won't talk about Orient because obviously it's the Harlow channel. We drew 1-1, I think. I say we, but Leighton Orient. Orient got a 1-1 90th minute, I think, equaliser. And on the way back, we'd done something really stupid, which we think, looking back on it, how dangerous it was. But at the time, we thought, it'd be a laugh. 16-foot flag. So I said to me, why don't we hang it out the window? So I thought, that'd be a good idea. So I undone the window. Obviously, I've got to hold on to it because this thing's heavy. And I'm holding on to this flag. We've undone the window, wound it up, got it hanging out. So this 16-foot flag's hanging out the window. It's flying back from the length of the car. Anyway, we're driving along. I think it must be, I don't know what road it was, motorway. And I said to Si, better get over. I said, there's blue lights behind us. So Si pulls over, lets the blue lights go past. That's all right. No, hang on, they're next to us, Si. The blue lights are next to us. So obviously we've got this flag hanging out the window. I'm hanging onto it. I said, what should I do with the flag? He said, well, try and get it in. The police officer's undone his window, and he's got on a loud megaphone, and he said, could you please put the flag in? So obviously I've undone the window. I tried to pull the flag in. Pulled the flag in. The police drove off, and that was that story about the flag, and we got the flag in, and that was it. That was about all I know about Harlow for '93, because obviously it was shut. But looking back on it, that was quite a dangerous thing to do. And not surprised we were chased by the police there, but we weren't speeding. They let us go on our way, and that was the end of that. Then where did we go? We moved on to '94. Back at the sports centre, we get this guy called Giorgio, Italian fella, run a restaurant, a complete nutter. But he bought the club up. Bought the club. I don't know if he bought it or what he did, because obviously we must have been renting off the sports centre or whatever. He came in with another guy, builder. I can't remember his name, builder, and they spent thousands doing the club up. I mean, we were voted the best club in the South East for non-league football. I think we finished first or second. They spent a lot of money on the clubhouse. Football club obviously was still a sports centre. We got it all up. The league gave us the grading, and away we went. Downside of Giorgio, he changed our colours. So we went to blue and black stripes, the same kit as Inter Milan. Because he was from Milan, he thought he'd bought Inter Milan. So we run out in blue and black, and it ain't right. We got this blue kit on, and we're still for the blue. We don't play in blue. He did that, and then what else did he do? Oh, he had a radio competition with 1017, I think it was then. Let's rename the club. What do we rename the club? We're called the Owls. We've all been the Owls. And some woman rang up and said, "There, let's be called the Hawks." I don't know if we ever met her. And then all of a sudden, we're now the Hawks. I mean, this don't sound right. And obviously, that's stuck forever, evermore. I mean, we don't hear the Alan Hack chant of "We are the Owls." Who that went? I mean, the Hawks went. Oh, sorry, the Hawks. We then became the Hawks. So we're now the Hawks. And we're playing in blue. Obviously, we're still at the sports centre. Yeah, he was a funny fella, Giorgio, but we cheered him as he came in at the stand all the time, and he was up for a laugh, and he pointed at us. But I think one game, we never saw him after this, I don't think. It was a youth game, and he ran onto the pitch and attacked the referee.
Oh,
I think his son was playing.
Right.
Must have been young. It was only a youth game, and I think the league banned him for 3 or 4 months. I know he got a ban, and during that time, I don't know what happened, but I don't think we ever saw him again. But just before that, just before that, before we went, we had a guy, because Dave Edwards, that was it. Dave Edwards was the manager when we came back for that season, and then during that season, he must have fell out somewhere along the line with Giorgio, so he left to go to Saffron Walden. I mean, we had a good season then. I'll think of more as I'm talking, because I remember that season, that first season back, Oxford City. We played Oxford City, and we had to win our last 9 games, I think, to try and get promotion. Because obviously, it was running alongside Oxford City.
Yeah.
And we won 8. We won 8 and drew 1, so we got almost maximum points. And I remember after every single game, we were on the phone, because obviously you've not got internet then. We're ringing up the clubs. What's the score? What's the score of Oxford City? What's the score of Oxford City? They won. They won. They won again. They won again. Oh, we want them to drop 1 point. That's all they had to drop was 1 point. And they went and won 9 games.
Cool.
So we finished 4th. And they finished 3rd. So they got promoted and we didn't, because there was no playoffs. We've always been the nearly team. You know how many times we've been the nearly team? I remember that season as well. I think it was actually. We played Oxford City away. And another little story. I think Bernie might have been driving the minibus, because the players went in the club minibus. We went in Bernie had a minibus and used to drive us to all these games. And it would have been Eric, definitely would have probably been Ray Dyer, Mickey Long. Kind of think of people that still go now. But we had a minibus full, and we get stuck in traffic. I don't think my mum was there. She started going, so she was on the coach, I think. And because I always say to my mum, because I never swore in front of my mum, and I said to her, she said, "I might go football." And I said, "Well, I've got to tell you one thing. You might hear me swear." You know, I had a loud mouth, and I didn't do it on purpose, but I used to get so into the football, I'd be quiet as a mouse before the game, and I'd be quiet as a mouse after the game. I was very shy and very quiet, but during that 90 minutes, I was so passionate, just loved the football, and I used to make songs up. Anyway, this Oxford City game, we travelled away and we think we get stuck. I'm 25, I think it was, and we were stuck in traffic for hours. And we thought we ain't going to make it. We're all absolutely gutted. And we looked to our left, down the yard shoulder is the Harlow minibus. And we're all cheering, there's the Harlow bus. And we think, well, we ain't going to miss the game because the players ain't there and they can't play. So anyway, the guy hanging out the window, a guy called John Nicholson, I think, and he was a police officer. And they're driving down the yard shoulder and he's got his police badge out. So he's pretending they're the police. I'm sure that's how we got down. And I was trying to rack my brains. I'm not sure if Bernie then got onto the yard shoulder and started following them. I just can't remember. But we got to the ground eventually. I think the game kicked off, something like 20-9. The game kicked off. I think it's the latest game we've ever played.
20-9.
I think the players might have even got changed on the chain in the bus itself. I'm not sure if it was that one or another one, but they got changed on one of the games was late too. But anyway, we had no time for prep or anything. Went straight on. I couldn't even tell you what the score was. But yeah, that was a good day. It was quite noisy behind the goal as well. But we thought we were going to miss it, and then we didn't. Then what happened there? 93, 95. Yeah, Dave Edwards left, and then we had these two guys called Bobby Kellard and Len Goodman. Oh Jesus, man! Where Giorgio got these guys from, I never know. I think I used to call them Bobby and Cannon and Ball. Couple of comedians. They didn't know how to pick players, that's for sure. They were only there for a little while, but some of the football we used to play was laughable. They soon went. And then, what was the season then? 95. It's so difficult when I've made little notes and stuff. It's so difficult to remember everything in the years. But they come and went, and then we took over. I think it was around like David Green. David Green took over around 95, 96. That sounds the same sort of time Jeff Rothwell took over. And Dave Green, Harlow boy, great fella, he took over. And that was the time when Harlow was Harlow. We must have had 11 Harlow players. Because obviously he was from Harlow. Yeah. Then we got a coup of his brother, because his brother was Dennis Green. And he used to play further up conference football and stuff like that. I think he actually won the conference, but he didn't go into the football league. He dropped back down again, probably because he was working or something like that. Maybe, I don't know why he didn't go into the football league, but he didn't. Anyway, we signed him. Brilliant centre forward. Had a good dive on him as well. And he always said, I'm going to get a penalty today. Because, he had a good dive on him. He could win you a penalty. He could win you free kicks. But he was also a very, very good player. He didn't go down if he got tackled badly, I don't think. But he used to go down to win things. He was one of the early players we used to come across that used to do that. Another good team at doing that was probably Cray Wanderers. But I know Dennis Green was good at. And Dave and Dennis played up front, but they were identical twin brothers. So half the time we couldn't tell who was who. They had their hair the same, they looked the same. I mean, eventually, the more you get to know them, the more you can tell the difference. But on the pitch, difficult for referees to see who they are as well.
Yeah.
But good. I mean, we had Rod Stringer playing for us then. Rod Stringer, Mel Lukey. I've got a few names up here actually. Martin Sedgwick, Tony Comerford, all from Harlow, I think. Dave and Dennis, great players. Dave, very, very bad temper, very short temper when it comes to football. If something didn't go his way, you knew it on the pitch. The referee knew it. I mean, he had a bit of short temper. Very, very good player as well. Who else there? John Scott, the tan man. I think he still lives in Harlow. We used to think to him that he's got a sunbed in every room because every single game, no matter what month it was, he had a tan. I don't know how he did it. We had a song for him as well. Jamie Lawrence, a little defender. I only know him because I went to school with his brother. Kevin Culverhouse used to play for us in defence, I think. Because his brother's Ian Culverhouse. He used to be assistant manager at Aston Villa. And who else did he play for? Norwich. And youth team at Tottenham, I think he was. He made lots of games at Norwich. I remember him, I was on the last game of the Cop. I stood on the Cop for the last game against Norwich, and I think he was playing in that one as well. Liverpool lost again to that. So a few Harlow players. I remember, I think Mickey must have mentioned this, even Ray Dyer, because I pulled Ray Dyer up actually, because he said Dennis Green got a hat-trick. We played an FO Trophy with Dave and Dennis away at Wivenhoe. And we were 3-0 down at half-time, and we were fuming. I mean, we supported Harlow proper. We used to get the ump when they lost. We joyful when they won. We got to half time, we were fuming. I think, who was it? Bernie. Bernie, he saw this bin. He goes, I'm going to show these players. So I'm going to put this bin on the pitch, show them how rubbish they are. So he walks on the middle of the pitch. Referee's obviously in the clubhouse, and there's no one there to stop him. There's no stewards or anything. So he puts the bin on the middle of the pitch. And I don't know what Dave and Dennis said to each other at half time, but we come out like a completely different team. And we always say it's the bin. The bin did it. And Dennis gets hat-trick, gets us back to 4-3. No, sorry, 3-3. And then he I think it was a penalty his last goal. I can't quite remember. But we win the game 4-3. So Dyer said he got hat-trick. We scored all 4. So because I said to you, remember that song? It was Dennis Green. He hits the ball and scores 4 goals. Dennis Green. So he got that song from that one. Yeah, Dave and Dennis were good boys. And then I think Jeff Bothwell. There was another story. We had a guy called Gary Dance, another player for Harlow, another Harlow player, so another born Harlow player, one of Dave's mates. And we played a game away at Flackwell Heath. And again, horrible ground, Flackwell Heath. And he got sent off red butting someone because he had a bad temper on him. So he got the red card, off he went. Well, after the game, he waited for the guy. I think he was either in the clubhouse or the tunnel. And he attacked the fellow after the game finished as well. So I think there's a bit of uneasiness with that one, because obviously you can't do that really. Headbutt on the pitch is bad enough, but to attack the fellow afterwards as well. So it all kicked off. I remember we was in the clubhouse, and I think all the Flackwell Leaf players had to leave, I think, before the Harlow players could go. So I think we must have been on the coach then. Maybe it was on the coach. So we were hanging around behind for a little while to let everything calm down, because it was a bad temper. And I think that could have been Dave Green's downfall, because there was, I think, I read somewhere in a book, some guy, Colin Barrett, he wrote a history of Harlow, and I think a little bit in there about it, that Bothwell asked Dave Green to drop him for the next game, because obviously discipline wasn't too good, probably because we had a group of Harlow players who were very passionate. So our discipline, we used to get yellow cards sent off and stuff like that, and I think Dave and Dennis probably didn't help because they were passionate themselves. And obviously we're behind the goal. We're just as passionate as the players. So we're all together in this. And we used to get a few. So I think, Jeff Bothwell asked to drop him. And I think Dave played him. He ignored what Jeff said. And then I think towards the end of the season, Dave then went. I think Dave resigned. So there was some uneasiness there between Jeff and Dave. So, then we move on to the next season. I think, who was it then? We're moving on. My favourite season of all, 97, 98. I know you go on about the 103 points, but there's other stories why that wasn't my favourite season. But this season, 97, 98, that was the season we went unbeaten away. We had a guy called Eddie McCluskey, and what a coup he was. He'd won the league with Enfield in the conference. He got to the FO Trophy final twice with Enfield. I think he won it. And now we've got him as the manager. You know, we think, blimey, what a guy we've got here. And we went unbeaten away. I think second from last game of the season, we went away to, I think we'd gone there earlier in the season. It was the ref called it off, I think, for a waterlogged pitch. And we'd gone back because it was an evening game. I think it was a Monday night. I think they must have played on Monday night because they shared with Banstead Athletic. So Banstead must have played Tuesday or Wednesday. So Epsom played on the Monday. And we all gone down there. We had to win to go up. And we've had a few seasons. This was the first season. We come back 93, 94. We had some near misses of almost getting promoted. And this was the first season we actually got promoted. And I remember, this game, we had to win. And I think they went 1-0 up. And I thought, here we go again. This is Harlow. Then we equalised. We're going absolutely mad again behind the goal. So I had loads of paper. I used to spend hours cutting up paper. We didn't even have shredders then. We used to me and Liz used to cut squares out of paper. I think Bernie was another one, used to cut loads of paper. We spent hours cutting up paper. We used to make messes everywhere. And I think that game there, went 1-0 down, we equalised. Then they went 2-1 down. 2-1 up, sorry. I think, here we go again. 2-1 up. We equalised again, and we're going mad. And then I think, again, how we do this? 89th minute. I mean, who can leave a promotion until the 89th minute for your last away game? You're also unbeaten all your away games. And Marvin Samuels, on a par with Lane Eadie's strike, I think, he smashes it into the top corner, 89th minute. I mean, this is not just a goal. This is a promotion goal. And you've never seen us so delirious all our life, because we've not had much glory watching Harlow. We've had the financial troubles, we got kicked out for the season, and now we finally got promoted. And I remember the whistle going, and I've still got a bag's worth of paper left with me. So I've gone up the pitch, and I'm releasing this paper as I go. And I mean, I've got a trail of paper behind me. Bothwell's come from the side, and I think I've jumped on his back. He's piggybacking me along, and then I think all the players are jumping on. I think we jumped on Marvin Samuels, and I've got a picture behind me. So I think it's a signed picture of that promotion team. I think I made a list of their players, so I didn't forget any. But we had Marvin Samuels, one of my favourite players of all time. I made up a great song. It took me ages to make this song up.
I've got a chat with Marvin later on today, so that'll be interesting.
Absolutely love the guy. Can you can you ask him why he's shaved his hair? Because he's got a bald head now, which I spent ages making his song up. I mean, I can sing it, but the song goes to, I think it's West Ham's theme tune. It's well, good. You got him on later. I'll sing it to you. I'm not a great singer, but he's forever changing his hair, different colours every game. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's red. We like the colour of Marvin's head. He wears the 2 for Harlow, and he plays everywhere. Our favourite thing about him is pretty colours in his hair. You go to Marvin, and that took me ages. I mean, I've got this song. I think because when I make songs up, I try and get a tune, and then I try and put words to that tune.
Yeah.
Because being a chef for 20 years, I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen. Not obviously not a chef anymore, but I've got a lot of time on my hands to stir the pots and think of songs. And that one was one of my best songs. And I looked at him earlier and I thought, he's got no hair now. That song's out the window. But he was a great bloke. I mean, again, he managed us when we had no money.
Yeah.
He must have been doing that for free. But yeah, got a lot of time for Marvin. And Wayne Court is one, his mate. He played up front for us. Cole Court's brother, another good player. But those players back from that winning side, Neil Moore, great left back, everyone's favourite. I don't know who it was, but there was one team, might have been Horsham. They had their fans. They used to sing, "Your 4 is Michael Barrymore. Your 4." I don't know why they said it because his name was Neil Moore, but they found that funny. We had David Helms up centre half. He used to play for Leeds. He must have been a contact with Eddie McCluskey, I'd have thought. Tony Kelly played for Stoke City. He used to, every time he scored a goal, he'd put his shirt above his head. So I'd have a sort of think, what is it? So we got a man, they called him Tony Kelly. When he scores a goal, he shows us his belly. He played for Stoke and we saw him on the telly. Whoa, Tony Kelly. So he's another little famous guy. Some of the songs I had. We had Ian Smith again, Smudger, Andy Walker, Trevor Wilkinson. My other 2 favourite players, Wade Falana, another guy, very, very strong, very, very focused on a game. You couldn't talk to him before a game. He was so focused. Centre forward scored loads of goals. Again, you don't upset him. You upset him, you feel it. And Mark Salmon, again, you can't really knock Mark Salmon. Probably my favourite player of all time. Played for us for a long time. Could have played at a much higher level, but chose Harlow for some reason. Probably, maybe Bothwell, maybe money. Don't know, but that was a very, very good guy, very, very skillful guy, and a very, very good player. Had a season at Charlton, I think, as a full-time pro. I mean, you go to Charlton, it didn't quite go for him there. I don't know why, but it didn't go for him. And where'd you go? You come back to Harlow. I mean, why don't you go and play in the Why don't you go and drop yourself down divisions, play in Division 3 or 4? I bet he chose Harlow. At the sports centre of all places as well, so it wasn't even a nice place to play. But he loved the club, and yeah, he was another good player. So that was my favourite season, 97, 98. Where did we go then? Trying to think, 98, 99, I don't remember much about it, apart from we had a double promotion. I think the euphoria of that season before, and we probably spent more time celebrating Stortford getting relegated, because they got relegated that season from the Premier Division, and we was in Division 2. So we've gone straight through, double promotion. Stortford got relegated. So from being 3 divisions away from them, we're now in the same league. And that's a whole new bottle, a whole new kettle of fish, sorry. You got your derbies back. And we'd never had derbies for years. We had the FA Trophy one in 89, and then we come back to this. Not much of that season. 99, 2000. Eddie McCluskey disappeared. Who knows why? Ian Allenson come along. You probably know Ian Anderson.
Yeah.
Played for Arsenal in '87.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember having a chat with him. He said, I played in '87. He said, played a few games. He said, he scored the semi-final against Tottenham, the League Cup. George Graham said, can't stand the fella. He said, drop me for the final. And of course, he wasn't even on the bench. So he played in the semi-final, scored the goal, and then dropped for the final. But he was another good guy. Brought his family along. You know, Ian Anderson, little kid then he was. He used to come and join us, sing with us. But we didn't do much with him. We won a few games. I can't remember if we had any promotions with him. But he's gone on to be a very, very good manager, and I'd have him back just like that. I mean,
what was your thoughts though when you from the sports centre? What was the thoughts of like the faithful, yourselves, and everybody else when you learned that you were going to be moving? You had the misfortune of the one at Roydon Road, and now all of a sudden you're going to be moving in, going into Barrows Farm. What was the feelings of the fans then? Were you a bit concerned again that you might all go a bit wrong like it did before?
To Barrows Farm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. We used to go up there again, watch the building work. Funny old thing football fans it does to you. And we even stood on the stand before the ground was completely built. I think with Eric and maybe Ray Dyer, Mickey Long. Not sure if Mickey Long was there or he was in the pub by then. But yeah, we used to go down there, and we always stood there. We stood on that stand before the game was built, and we thought we ain't getting excited until we're in here playing the first game, because we'd seen it all before. But before that, because I moved to Braintree in 1996, so I've done 20 years of, not the last three years so much, but the years before that I did 20 years of travelling back and forth, just 60 miles just for home games. And yeah, we never thought that was going to happen until we was actually, so that's what I was going to say. We did a lot of council meetings because with Jeff Bothwell and that, we had a few council meetings. I went to them, and there was a group of people that didn't want the ground. There was a group of people that did want the ground, and my aunt was in the team that didn't want the ground, and I'm in the team that did want the ground because she lived up near where the new sports centre was. And if the the new sports centre or the leisure zone, whatever it's called, didn't get the go-ahead, obviously we weren't going to get the go-ahead. And she's got a house around there, and they were opposing her, going to get all fumes from the car park. And I think at one stage they tried to claim there was a wild orchid in the field. Anyway, where are we going to get this ground? I mean, Jeff Bothwell tried so hard to get that ground, and it wasn't just that. Cause I don't really remember much between 2003 and 2006, and unfortunately that was when Tommy was manager. We moved to the Southern League, I think, and for that I think we were so focused on getting this ground that those seasons I don't really remember much from it. And then eventually we're getting the go-ahead to get this ground, and we was absolutely buzzing. Because obviously, you can't knock when we're going to Barrows Farm. I mean, we've gone from the biggest dump in non-league football to the best ground around anywhere north or south of the UK, really, for that level of football. I mean, you go into you know what it's like when you stand up in that stand upstairs, look across the pitch. You don't get that at Leighton, you don't get that at Flat Relief or Epsom, Stalford. Even you can go 2-3 leagues above. You don't get a ground like Barrows Farm, and we were spoiled really going into there. I mean, yeah, that was we were overjoyed. I think the first game against Ware, I couldn't even tell you what the score was, but probably because the euphoria of actually being in there. And when we played that game, we knew that that ground was ours. Yeah. Until we played that game, anything could have been stopped. But we played Tottenham at home. This is another thing about that ground. I hear a lot of people say it's difficult to get to. Now, I disagree. The only reason I disagree is because I can drive 30 miles for 20 years. I have no problem getting to Barrows Farm. You get people in Harlow telling me that you can't get to Barrows Farm because you've got a mile to go. And it does, but it's not ideal because obviously from where Mickey ran the club, he had a social club going there that could probably pay the club on its own.
Yeah.
Whereas now we've lost all that. So to be fair, where it's in the wrong position is literally for the social side of it. Because obviously no one wants to drive for a pint. No one wants to walk a mile for a pint. So that's where it's lost its thing, and that's where it's in the wrong place. But from the football side of it, I don't see where it's in the wrong place because you say if you said to me today we've got Tottenham tomorrow, you'd get 2,000 in there. If you've got to put Harry Kane, if you put Harry Kane on that turf, you couldn't see the pitch. It would be full. You play, I don't know, Arsenal, Leyton Orient, Chelsea, the place would be packed. You say Macclesfield, the place was packed. Playoff finals, the place was packed. But unfortunately, Ryman League, there is reasons why people don't turn up. But Ryman League are interested. And it's difficult because we've got 90,000 people in town. We only need 1,000, really. 1,000 of those people, 1/90th, would show a bit of interest. We could be one of the biggest non-league clubs in the south. We've got the potential there. There's lots of reasons why we haven't done it. But the 30 years, like I say, I've watched them. We've floated Division 3, Division 2, Division 1, Ryman Prem, Division 1, Ryman Prem, Division 1. I mean, the potential's lost. Like I say, I might talk. I think I'll talk a bit, but it's just so frustrating. But we go into that ground, like you say, and I think it was a few years. We went through a couple of years with a guy called Simon Morgan as chairman. And to be fair, I can't even think as to why Jeff weren't there. I can't even think about why Jeff weren't there. But we had a guy called Simon Morgan, another Harlow guy, second-hand car salesman. He took over. Didn't really. So don't know what happened there. The next thing I remember is Jeff Bothwell and Carol. Obviously, their marriage weren't obviously working. Again, not for me to go into the details of that. That's down to Jeff and Carol. But we're then supporting the team again, and this is probably my second best season, 2008, 2009. Talk about Barrows Farm. This is what I do remember of Barrows Farm. Sorry, you got time?
No, I'm waiting for people sending some questions in, so I'm just keeping looking. It keeps buzzing. So go on.
I'm going on. But that's 2008, fine. 2009, or was it 2009, 2010? One of those seasons. I think I might have jumped a season for the Macclesfield game because that was a good one. Yeah. All we remember is we've now got no money. So we've gone from this new ground. We thought, Jesus Christ, we've been through this before. We've been through this in 92. Are we going through this again? I mean, we took us a few years to get Barrows Farm. We've actually got in there, and now we could be losing it again. Carol, bless her, she did what she could. We got a team together. Marvin was the manager. And we had a fantastic season. We knew we were going to go down. We knew we were going to get beat every week. But we sung them to the death. And I remember we lost 7-0 one game to Danny Cowley. Right. His call come along. He weren't very sporting to us because we loved that guy. And he beat us 7-0. But that was our times. We played games and we could see smoke coming out of the generator. Then the floodlights would go out. And we'd just carry on singing. I don't think we had any electricity. I don't think we had any telephone bill. I don't think we were paying a telephone bill. And it was hard times. And I think Mickey spoke about it a little bit where he tried to take over. And I thought that would have been fantastic for us. It would have been fantastic for the football club. He would have got people in that bar, even if it was in the middle of Finland or the middle of the Antarctica. Mickey would get people in, playing darts, playing poker, doing crib, bowls, you name it. He would have done his best for that. But that didn't happen. And then I think it was... So I went to a few meetings again before, and I think I actually went to the meeting with Jeff Bothwell and Tommy Cunningham when they actually announced it. It was in a little club in the side of Harlow, the crematorium. I think that was the first time. I think then Jeff said, we're going to go over to Tommy Cunningham. I think Tommy Cunningham turned over that day. And again, that was all positive. We were really pleased, We're having money troubles. This guy's going to take us over. Fantastic, get us out of where we were. And he done a good job. We got, obviously still there as well, Barnett come in. Talked to him for a lot of times. Very passionate guy. His ideas were very good. Didn't they? Both come in with his 5-year plan to get us in the conference. And they were doing it. We had a good side there. I think. Oh God, trying to even think of the season that was 2010, 2011. Yeah, I think because we had Warren. I can't remember. Was the manager.
Kevin Warren,
that's it. Chapo was the assistant manager then. And I think didn't quite work out for him for whatever reason. And then Chapo took over. Chapo played centre-half as well for 200 games. So he done well for us. Chapo took over as manager. Yeah, we done quite well. Obviously, Division 1. Where was we now? We was thereabouts, always on the edge of promotion. So then it sort of comes on to sort of the times, isn't it? When you pick up when we were there. I don't know if I've missed it or gone back and forth. So I've missed the Macclesfield game, which was another big one. Just briefly, the Macclesfield game. We were driving down to the clubhouse for the draw for that. Who drives 30 miles to see an FA Cup draw on telly when I could just sit in the front room? And I think we got down the last 4 balls. I think it was Northampton, Leeds United, Macclesfield and Harlow. And we're getting Leeds. Come on, let's get Leeds. And I think Leeds got Northampton. And we pulled out Macclesfield. Yeah, it's a good tie, but it's not that plum tie.
Yeah.
Had we not had Leeds in that draw for the last 4 balls, we'd have probably been pleased with Macclesfield.
Yeah.
But they're never going to bring support down with them. Macclesfield's miles away. And they didn't. They brought about 30 fans, I think. They must have sold 2 hot dogs in the van behind the goal because they segregated it and stuff like that. But that game, the passion for that game, we was down the Wetherspoons, I think, to start with in Harlow, singing away. Then we got the bus back to the club and we were singing away all on the bus. And I remember, we picked up Alan out. I think we saw him halfway along and we got him on the bus. And then we driving up and we were all singing all the way into the queue. I think we had tickets then even. I didn't think we had to pay on the gate. It was that big a game. And there was a few there. And we did ourselves well. We almost went 1-0 up, I think. And yeah, we lost the game to the better side at the end of the day. And they were better than us. And we matched them for a bit. But it's like any of those little games. You get to the second half and non-league players try their best. But they do. The quality comes out at the end. And we lost that one. But that was a good memory of Barrows Farm as well. A few thousand. And that is the potential that we've got. You get a big game. No one seems to find the ground okay. They ain't got a problem. Old Barrows Farm's in the corner. It's only when you're on the social side where you need it somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah. So, then if I jump forward a bit, we had near misses with promotion. And then what was the first promotions?
Is that
Sudbury? Sudbury, another one. Oh, God, that game, the build up to that game, euphoria, because we got to no, I don't think we played the semi-final then, because I think Malden didn't qualify. They qualified in the playoffs, but we got a bye. So we got a bye to the final, because I think I remember we stood behind Mark Molesey, Enfield against Sudbury? Yeah, because Enfield Sudbury semi-final. We went to watch their game, and then we had our game, because we never had a semi-final. So when we played them on the final, and we had a chat with them after the game, we said, well, we'll see you, I think it was Sunday or Bank Holiday Monday, we'll see you at the final. And I remember that game, I'm sure we got a goal that was offside. I was trying to rack my brains again. I'm sure they were going mad or something like that. The game was goals offside. It was 2-2 anyway, went into penalties, and that's the nervous I've ever been. I mean, apart from Liverpool in the European Cup semi-final in around 2005, this is this is how I think of Harlow. You're comparing it to a European Cup final with that amount of nerves I was getting. I mean, those penalties going in. I mean, you just don't want penalties. It's all right if you're a neutral. All these neutrals in the stand, yeah, we've got penalties. But if you're an Harlow fan, you're watching these penalties and you're thinking, we haven't been promoted for years. We're missing these opportunities. And yeah, we won that penalty shootout in the relief. I think another pitch invasion was over the stand and back to another pitch invasion.
I think I've just seen that Ian has put out that he's going to release the video for that on Saturday.
So that'll tell me the story. Because I can't remember if it was offside or not.
Yeah, so I mean, I've not seen the game. I didn't know much about the game, to be honest with you. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to Saturday to wait to see the game, because he's going to release it on YouTube on Saturday. So we
had a good relationship with them, and they had a good set of fans. They were similar to us. They pitted off as like we've pitted off really, because I used to. Why did I go down to there? God, it was a long time ago. That was in the FA Vars, FA Trophy semi-final. And I thought, I'm going to have a look at Sudbury. I was in Braintree, not even in Harlow, but they were a bit like us, very similar to us. They were absolutely packed out. Because they're obviously getting to the FA Trophy final. I mean, can you imagine Harlow getting to Wembley? I mean, we take 10,000, I'd say, if we've got to Wembley.
Yeah.
But that's the potential. And that was similar to that. And Sudbury were very, very, very good fellas. And I love their ground. I love their support. The ballroom was good as well. So they're all good. And we won that game. Then we got promoted, didn't we? I can't remember what season. What season was the promotion? Because we all went a bit wrong. I think we got Ryan Kirby in. Ryan Kirby after that, we got relegated, didn't we? I think that's when because it all goes into one eventually.
Yeah. What was the last game? Because I know you're not down as often probably as you might want to and stuff like that. But I mean, what was the last game you saw yourself?
Well, I had a lot of changes in my life. Like, I think 2014, obviously, my wife died. That was quite hard. Obviously, I was trying to go to games. I could go to games. That all happened quite quickly. And, I won't go into all that because obviously that was 6 years ago. And this is, I think, the club even did a minute's silence, more black armbands on one of the days. And that was fantastic. I mean, you wouldn't get many clubs do that at that level. And because Liz went with me for 10 years, we went home and away. It's only when we got married she stopped going. But yeah, that was nice that day. And I'll be forever thankful for that because that sticks in my heart and that's really good. And then obviously that was Whittam. I think we played Whittam that day. So I remember that. Then obviously, I've got a daughter. So I've got a little bit here, a little bit there. But I do remember 2014, 2015, we had the Haybridge Swifts and the Whittam.
Yeah.
And can I talk about that one a lot? My passion for that, I mean, the Haybridge Swifts one, playoff semi-final again, got to the ground early. I think I drove because obviously I was living in Braintree, not too far from Haybridge. And we started the singing off in the clubhouse. And we planned to go by the tunnel. And we was as loud as we could be. And I remember jumping up and down behind that goal. I mean, we absolutely tore them apart. That was a good memory. And then back to Barrow's Farm for the final. No, we wasn't back to Barrow's Farm. It was away at Whittam.
Whittam, yeah.
Away at Whittam. Again, I met up with Simon Jones because he drifted off and did his own thing. He went to work in New Zealand and become a journalist. And now he works for Haringey Council, I think. But he went off and done his own thing. He only ever goes to the big games now. Probably be me. And then we met up at a little pub. We met all the Harlow fans in the pub. We had a little sing-song there. Then we obviously walked to the ground. We were banging because we got this in the bag. I mean, we were that good. We were so confident, so excited. We were actually going to get promoted. And I think the guy called Vince turned up. We hadn't seen him for years. And he turns up with 2 sackfuls of paper. Like ripped up paper. We made a mess of that place. We had bog rolls, toilet paper, shredded paper. We couldn't have the sparklers because of that chairman. He glassed us up, I think, one year, so we had to stop the sparklers. But yeah, we had all that, and the noise we made that game, it was 100, 150 of us.
There's a lot of there, yeah.
We were loud. And I remember that game, I think, behind the goal, I think there were so many of us that the wall collapsed at the beginning, at the front, or at the end of the game. We broke the wall. But that wasn't done on purpose. That was an accident. We got a little bit heated because I remember we had a beach ball and a penguin. So I remember we said it was penguin. So I know the final story about this penguin and I can lay it to rest because I was there till the death for the penguin. The beach ball was bouncing up and down, and then this guy, he's a Jobsworth steward, we lost track of it, and he came and took it, and he didn't fight back to us. He went off with it, and he took it to the tunnel, and we're all singing, "Can we have our beach ball back?" No, he weren't giving it back. So anyway, I think it might have been the second half. We've still got our penguin. We've still got our penguin. So up and down dancing with the penguin. Obviously, we've lost the game by now. We've accepted. We're 3-0. We've been beaten. Nothing else we can do. Really hurt that game because obviously when you are really excited and think you're going to go up and then you lose, you are down for a little while. But this penguin, anyway, we walked outside the ground. I think it might have been Dan. And Dan's got this penguin, and the Whittam players hanging out the back of the changing rooms, all singing, and because they obviously saw us. I think he's gone over and started hitting them with it. So he's hitting the Whittam players with a penguin, and the geezer grabbed this poor penguin by the neck and dragged it into the window. So the penguin's gone. It's gone into the changing room, and all we can hear is he's got a penguin on his head. I mean, they're all having a party because obviously I just got promoted, and that was it. We lost the penguin, and we lost it forever. It never came back out that window. So whether they finished it off, they probably just chucked it in the bin. So that was that. But yeah, so I remember those 2 games, and then 16, 17, we had some other players, didn't we?
Yeah, we had the one where we lost to Grays. So we lost to Thurrock, should we say?
Yeah, we lost to Thurrock, and absolutely devastated that day. It took a while to get over that one because we were 19 points clear of them, and we should have won that game. I can't even remember the game, to be honest. I was so upset. But we won it. We lost it, and again, it's one of those things you have to take on the chin. But I don't remember much of that season. I said that was the 103-point season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had a lot going on away from the football. I went to the playoff. I did go to the playoff. Then 2015-16, I do remember that because I started nipping in and out, going to a few games then. 2016-17, Cray. Remember Cray because my brother-in-law was coming over from Oman. Or he wasn't in Oman, he was in Bahrain. Obviously, we don't see him very often. This is his brother. This is a difficult one for me because we've got Cray in the final. How do I tell my mother-in-law I can't go? And he's having lunch in the Shard, and he's got a hotel room in there, and Ellen's going, I really want to go. I said, yeah, but it's Cray. It's a club final. I said, how am I going to tell Nanny I can't go? Because obviously she wanted to go, and she was so upset because I said I went to Cray. And to me, it was a massive game, but to them, it's, oh no, it's non-league. It's not big. If I'd said it was Liverpool in the Champions League final, maybe they could understand a bit. They weren't too upset, to be honest. But Eleanor was, and she still has a go at me about that now. So I remember that game quite well because Cray would decide that if you touch them, you can hear someone scream, ah! And the referee fell for it every time. I used to get so frustrated behind the dugout. They're having to go at their manager. Could you please get your players to stand up when you get a tackle? But it won for them. It worked for them, but obviously didn't work in that game. And then obviously the Hornchurch game speaks for itself. So I remember that one. Getting really, really excited. Hornchurch. I wasn't as positive, again, because Hornchurch were a good side. This one could go either way, but we got the better of them. And obviously that Lane Eady strike, ways to win a playoff final. Again, similar to Marvin's one, but Marvin's was in the league, and this one was the playoff final. And that goal goes down in history because that was a fantastic goal by Lane Eady.
Somebody asked a question for me when I spoke to Lane earlier today. What was his best goal? Was it Bury? Was it Worthing? Or was it Hornchurch? He did say it's a toss-up between Hornchurch and Worthing, you reckon?
Well, I don't remember the Worthing one, but I remember the Bury one because that was just after we kicked off. I was behind the goal and I hit it because normally you think, oh, this is going over and out the ground. What's he hitting it from there for? It's one of the things you always shout at. Don't hit it from there. And he hits the top corner. I mean, we've had some of our best goals from miles out, but you always scream, don't hit it from there. And yeah, that was a great goal, Bury.
Well, the Worthing one was the one that made Soccer AM.
Was it the Worthing one?
Yeah, the Worthing one made Soccer AM, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it on the video.
And the reason I know that for is because I recorded it and sent it to a Soccer AM, so I know it was the Worthing one that...
I don't know if I was at that game.
Yeah.
Trying to think now. No, I don't think I was at the Worthing game. I can't remember now. Because then we get on to 2016-17, and I remember I've listened to Chatlow, and I've listened to, obviously he spoke to you last night, didn't he? Or night before.
Yeah.
He says about expectations going into that league. Now, I don't think we had expectations of getting promoted, because I think talking amongst ourselves, we always used to go into the Prem Division really, really excited. Obviously, I had a lot going off the pitch, but I was excited about going into the Prem Division. And I was trying to think back, because we were going for the playoffs. I mean, we could have quite easily made the playoffs. I think we got the expectations probably off of the results we were getting, and we were getting so close to the playoffs. And I think this is a little bit where maybe the communication breakdown with Chatlow, and I mean, I can't knock Chatlow for what he did for the club, absolutely fantastic. What he did for my wife, never forget him. I can't forget that. Tommy as well, can't forget that for what he's done for the club and for what he's done for my wife, because obviously they laid a buffer and everything for the family. So that is a side, that's a different sort of story. But I think the bit of a breakdown with Chatlow started back then. I mean, I was never one to give personal abuse. I know you mentioned about personal abuse. To be fair, yeah, I was up there and I did hear personal abuse. I wouldn't tell you where it came from because obviously there's a group of people up there and I couldn't say specifically who said what. But obviously none of us I can't sit here and lie to say, you do hear things in the stand because you're with these guys. But the things that frustrated me, I think, about that season was we had a start of the season, I think we had a guy called Bishop, and he was on the bench. Then he'd come on and go midfield, and he's on the bench, and he'd go right midfield, and think, why don't we play him in his position? I know we had Reedy. You don't drop Reedy really for anyone, do you?
Yeah.
So maybe we could combine the two, but that didn't happen, and he went. Then we had a guy called, Da Costa.
Yeah.
I think another very, very good player. Bench. And you're thinking, hang on, why is he on the bench? Obviously, Chapo knows why he's on the bench, but we don't. And then you're thinking, we had a guy called Yiga, and he won a few games with us. And then I think a little story about him. I don't know what happened to him, but there was a ground bust up with someone. I don't know, but he disappeared. And I think, well, he was a bloody good player. And then I think we're going to that game against Enfield, and I listened to, because we played a lot of long ball, and I don't like long ball. I don't mind the long ball because obviously we played a bit of long ball under Eddie McCluskey when we had Wayne Court, but we could mix it up. Sometimes it'd come out the back, sometimes it'd go long. Wayne Court's your focus man because he was quite tall. But then we were playing long ball to Alex Reid, and I'm watching Alex Reid trying to jump, and he's trying to jump 6 foot. Reid's good with the ball at his feet. He's proved it time and time again. Because with that promotion season, we had like Junior Dadson and Small. Reedy could score goals. We all know what Reedy can do. And we kept pumping it long. I don't know what these players say behind the scenes, because obviously we're supporters, and I keep myself away from, well, I did in the later stages, you keep yourself away from the actual, I don't know if it's Bowers Farm that did that or not, because at the sports centre it's a completely different atmosphere. Whereas Bowers Farm separated us all, and it's the way Tommy wants to run the club. But we have separated. And yeah, the long ball, I did used to shout out, well, let's put it on the floor. You know, Reedy can't jump, he can't jump 6 foot things. We want to put it to his feet, put him in the 6-yard box. You know, Ian Rush in the 6-yard box, Alex Reid in the 6-yard box. But there was a rumour going around that it said we don't do that because obviously our players aren't good enough. And I don't accept that either, because you don't have players who can play non-league football who can't pass the ball. And I'm not saying pass it out the back like Barcelona, because obviously we ain't good enough for that either. But when you get the option, pass it out like the back. If you've got the option of a short corner because their defence ain't quite ready, go for it. But we just come away from all that, and that was I did have a little problem with that. And yeah, again, the communication with Chapo did break down, and I can understand why he got annoyed. But I was getting annoyed with the style of play and stuff like that. But we got results in that first season, and then so when it's working, you can get away with it. And then we get who was it? Bradley Quinton. We was playing Enfield. Sorry if I'm going on for so long, but we're playing Enfield, and he did an interview before the game. We lost 3-0 that game. He said, come out, and he said, we know how Harlow are going to set up. We know what they're going to do. So all we've got to do is play our game. And when you get an opposition manager say that, you then think, however the other managers are saying that. So you think they're getting to know what we're doing. So I think expectations we didn't, but we did after we started getting results. And then I think we lost a good opportunity of getting in the playoffs. And I think we did that ourselves. I mean, I'm talking passionately about a supporter. Chapo will know what he's doing. I mean, it's not me to tell Chapo what to do. I can only support. Chapo can make decisions. And he might agree or he might disagree. He'd probably disagree because obviously he's the man in charge. But that there broke down a little bit there. And then obviously the following season, results speak to themselves. And I'm now thinking about the club. I look at Tommy from a slightly different angle, because they come in with a 5-year plan, and the 5-year plan never worked. You know, so don't tell us about this 5-year plan. Maybe at the beginning it would have worked, and maybe I'm saying stuff I shouldn't say, because obviously I just love the club so much that it's difficult not to say it. But again, off the pitch, Tommy, great fella. Chapo, great fella. Can't knock either of them. Again, I always say that, and always say what they did for my family and my wife. It's similar to what Chapo speaks about the stand as well for his son. Another thing, very emotional thing for Chapo, and I can see his bond with that club. He's very like us, a very, very passionate guy. But yeah, Tommy wants to run the club. I say, like Mickey said, he puts the money in, he runs it how he wants to run it. Now, I think, again, this is only me speaking from a supporter's point of view, or for me, not all supporters. Again, it's just me, maybe. I think we've lost focus of the football club. So to me, I could be told wrong. Money's dried up, and again, a big reason for that, not getting the fans in the gate. I said straight after the Hornchurch game, I think I even messaged Grey Dyer and stuff like that. If we go to 12 quid, we're going to kill this club. And Ray Dyer said, no, we won't get promoted. And I said, well, no. I said, I've watched from the sports centre, same as Ray Dyer. We couldn't get people in at 6 quid. Because my brother, I could talk to my brother, known him all my life, obviously. I could talk to him about Harlow. He hasn't got a clue what's going on. Yeah, he lives in Harlow all his life. I've not been in Harlow for 26 years, and I know more about Harlow than he does. He lives in Harlow, but he wouldn't pay probably £6 to get in back then. So we go to. So I've just got off a little bit because this is part of the reason I think where we've gone wrong. But this again, Tommy will probably disagree with me, and he's allowed to do that because he runs the club, so he can do what he wants. But we were £8 in the Ryman 1. We're more than anyone else. We're then £10. We're more than anyone else. We get promoted. We've got to say £10 because most of the clubs in the Premier are £10. So we're not asking for a cheap day out. We're asking for the going price. We go to £12. Now we're matching ourselves now with having a Waterloo deal. We've just come down from the conference. We've never been in the conference. We're the small boys going into the bigger league, but we think we're good enough to go £12. This is where I think, does Tommy really know the people of Harlow? Because the people of Harlow won't pay £12 to watch Ryman League football. Now, it's not Ryman League, it hasn't been for ages, but another thing. I don't think the people of Harlow will pay £12 to watch Ryman League football. Now, being in Braintree, I've gone to watch Braintree a couple of times. £15 to get in there. Now, they might exaggerate their crowds, but they get 400, 500, 600. Maybe not so much now they're not doing so well, but I can go in there, I can watch a game of football, and it will be poor. I mean, you're talking, there were 2 leagues, 3 leagues above us, and I'm not enjoying it. I stand with the Braintree fans, and I'm thinking, what am I doing here? They've not got that bond that we had. And so I've never got on with Braintree. I mean, I've been here, so to 23 to 20, I can't think of all the years now, so much going on in my head. 23 years I've lived in Braintree, but cannot watch the football club. And it's not because I don't like football, it's because I can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, but down at Harlow, again, we went to £12, and I remember going in, we played Kingstonian first game of the season, and I'm in the queue getting up, and I'm hearing people moaning. I don't know if George was doing the gate then, but people were moaning about the price, because you go 2 people, £24. You're watching Harlow, and Harlow don't comprehend. The fans of the people of Harlow can't say, yeah, we moved from the sports centre, cheap as chips, got a good social club. We now gone to the Barrows Farm, more expensive. The place is more expensive to run. We've probably got to pay rent on it now. Where we had 10 years free rent from Jeff. We're now paying rent. So the costs are going through the roof. Can you try explaining that to the people at Harlow that don't go? They don't know. They're paying on the gate. They don't know how much it's costing. Obviously, we know the expense is astronomical to our non-league football club. And when you go to a new ground, it costs even more. But to get people in the gate, I mean, Bothwell did 1 promotion at the sports centre, I think. I remember, knocked it down to a 5 or something like that to get in. Or it may have even been free. We got over 500. We did 1 promotion. I think Tommy did a promotion for £5. We got over 500 in. Now, to me, that tells you something. People will pay £5. To me, £5 is too cheap to go in for the Ryman League. You can't afford to pay players' wages of £5 people come through the door. But we're not getting anyone through the door at the moment. So you say to yourself, 500 people at £5. But again, if you kept it at £5, the crowds would disappear because obviously I'd get used to it. But anyway, and now and again, a little promotion would be good to get some interest to try and get these people in. But yeah, the business side, Tommy's a businessman. There's loads of things he's done. But you'd think, why haven't we concentrated on the team? Because I'm interested in the team. Another little bit, again, brings in finances. We had a marquee. We want non-league club as a marquee. We've got a fantastic marquee. I can't even knock the marquee. I can't even knock it for bringing in money. But what I didn't like was as soon as it blew up in the wind, we replaced it in minutes. And you're thinking, we don't replace our centre-halves or our centre-forwards like that. And that's only coming from a supporter's point of view. And I fully understand we need money to run the place. But that's just views that I have. And I think we need to break that barrier to try and get back on side with, if whatever manager we've got, whatever chairman we've got, they all need to be working as one. And even the supporters now, you see it, I don't know if you've seen it, but even the supporters are split. We went to Hertford I went to one game, I think, at Hertford. We went as the group that sort of don't go anymore. We all went, and even the second half there, you can feel the split. I mean, I feel sorry, a little bit ready for Donna, because she does an absolutely fantastic job there. But, she talks to all of us. I mean, she cuddled us and everything. But as you sort, we've got to sort of split out between the supporters. We've got no communication with the chairman. Maybe that might change with Chris. I don't know. We had a few meetings. I mean, because the last one with the meeting was with who did we have now? That was Tommy. We planned a meeting with him in the clubhouse to talk a few bits that we weren't very happy with, and he called it off the day before. then you get to think, hang on a minute, maybe the football isn't the greatest thing. And to be fair to Tommy, like you say, we go back to the beginning. You have to thank the guy. You've got to thank him for what he's done to that club. And is he still involved? I'd say probably he's still involved because obviously he can't help himself. He loves the club. He has different views of it to the supporters, but he still loves the club. Chapo, at the end, had different views. But, towards the end of it, mate, when I come back, if I had the feeling I had before, because I always said, when I drive from Braintree, I come up that Pinnacles and I get butterflies in my stomach. If we're playing Leighton, if we're playing Macclesfield, if we play Barcelona, I get those same feelings in your stomach. But they went, and then you think, oh, I'm not enjoying this. I'm getting on the terrace. The terrace is different. I mean, people like Lexi. Lexi's absolute. I've not mentioned Lexi, and Lexi's one of my best friends now. Absolute guy who followed Man United left, right, and centre. Knows football inside out. We're on the same sort of level. I can't say if we agrees with what I'm saying, because obviously that's not for me to say. But we're on the right level. We all talk about the football club and stuff like that because we still got it in our blood. We're on there every time there's a game on. We've got, we talk about it. So obviously we can't discuss what's going on the pitch because we're not there. But yeah, so there's lots of things there that sort of need ironing out to bring that bond back together that we had in the 80s, in the 90s, that never kicked off. And it could be the whole scenario that we've never actually done our potential at the Barrows Farm. Yeah, results does bring it, but we're not going, and we're in the highest league we've ever been in. Yeah. So it's not like supporting through thick and thin, because we're supported through transparent, where there's no money.
Well, Scott, I think, to be honest with you, mate, I think we've Chris Otway coming in.
Yeah, that's fine. I do go on a bit, and I do accept that.
Right, and I think with Chris Otway coming in and Tim as well, I think this the future does look extremely bright, and hopefully between the two of them, we can get this situation sorted where we can get some of the older fans that have drifted away back into the club, a couple of meetings here and there, which I know that Chris desperately wants to do, and get you guys together, and if that's by Zoom or social media, or as it is at the minute, or all in the same room. I know he's desperate to do that. But Scott, really appreciate you joining us today. It's been a fantastic hour and a bit, and really enjoyed listening to your stories and stuff, learning stuff that I didn't know about Harlow, especially in the earlier days in the sports centre. So I really appreciate that, and hopefully we can catch up again really soon. But I hope you've enjoyed the show tonight with Scott, and of course we've still got Marvin Samuels as well, and we've also got Darren Blewett coming up in the future as well. But until next time, from me and the big massive thank you, as I said, to Scott. We'll see you next time. Good night.